Together, we must shield ourselves.
This is insanity, Grundwolf. Can't you see that these hollow fangs spout nothing but hollow promises?
Dragons are here, Reynold. The world will end in fire before your fabled Emperor comes. If you won't act, I will.
The Devourer has chosen, old bat. Do not trouble us again.
You must not have a fear of vampires to have wandered so close to this den of leeches. If you have quarrel with the Hollowfang clan, know I am not your enemy. In fact, I could use some of that bravery right now. A clan of vampires with ambitions above their abilities. They convinced my dear comrade Grundwolf to help them capture a dragon. They intend to drink its blood, gain its power. If he goes through with this fool plan, it will be the end of him. It's hubris to believe any vampire could tame the power in a dragon's blood. It could kill him. I must get Grundwolf to see reason, but I can't do that with all these Hollowfangs in my way. I need a diversion. Perhaps you could help me with that. Then Chevalier Renaud is in your debt. There's a break in the wall to the west. Invade the Hollowfang stronghold and make for the temple. While you have their attention, I'll search for Grundwolf and rendezvous with you once you're inside. An old relic, obsolete and awaiting purpose. Same as my comrade. Grundwolf mistakes the return of the dragons for a sign, our call to action, the end of our exile. He forgets it's not the dragons whose return we've awaited. You have taken up my cause, so it is only fair to know whose banner you fight under. I am Reynold, Chevalier Errant, bodyguard to Riemann III, a Dragon Guard. The Dragon Guard disbanded in disgrace. Many of its members sought glory in other pursuits, but for those of us who hoped for redemption, our failure to protect the Emperor was a mistake too great to rectify in one lifetime. That is how some, like Grundwolf, bought their time. But like our fractured order, we've each had to find our own paths. I am masterless, but I am no rogue. I'm sworn to preserve his empire until a true successor ascends to the throne. A ruler with dragon blood in their veins. A dragon-born emperor to take up the Amulet of Kings and unite all Tamriel under the protection of the Eight. One whose right to rule is unassailable. This land won't know peace until then. Nisazda, the Hollowfang clan mother, has convinced Grundwolf that drinking the dragon's blood will make him dragonborn. If true, he could devour the souls of dragons, rekindle the dragon fires, and reforge Riemann's empire. There are no shortcuts to power. The Soulburst proved that. This is a desperate act of impatience, and I fear the price of recklessness will be far too high. No one knows what dragon's blood could do to a vampire. Grundwolf can't see he's being used. These vermin could never have hunted a dragon without the skills of the Dragon Guard. Now that he's captured their prize, they offer the first sip only because they fear the dragon's power. The Devourer is nothing but a glorified poison taster. A title bestowed upon Grundwolf by the Hollowfangs, Devourer of Dragons. More insidious flattery Nisazda uses to bend my comrade's ear. She's wormed so deeply that I have no choice but to cut her out. We have been brothers in arms for centuries, but the impetuousness of his youth hasn't faded. He's always been headstrong, but I've never seen him like this. Our long exile has taken a greater toll on him than I imagined. He may, even without the clan mother goading him. Grundwolf will back his conviction with his blade. If it comes to that, I'll put him in his place. I'd rather wound his pride than witness his self-destruction. They are parasites. Their only interest is stealing the power of things greater than themselves. If any stand in our way, put these leeches to the sword without remorse.
This one does not see the point of such a thing.
Does it not entertain? What more reason does Khajiit need?
Is it a toy or a tool?
Why not both?
You made quick work of them. Don't let the gate trouble you. I'll pass through and open it from the other side. There's no mechanism. Khajiit and their tricks. Look for a hidden switch. I'll try to catch up to Grundwolf.
Go on. Give it a good swat.
Like that?
The harder you strike, the farther it goes. Yet it does not matter what you strike it with. Even an arrow will do. You could flick it with your little finger, and the enchantment would scoot it along. A curious thing.
But Nisazda will catch him in time. You will not be so lucky.
I'm glad those gates didn't keep you long. Though from the sound of things, you had greater obstacles to overcome. I heard that commotion from halfway across the temple. Nasazda managed to get that giant sentinel moving after all. She's more dangerous than I gave her credit. There's little of worth. Nasazda leads the Hollowfang clan, though they seem more like a cult to me. Her motives are as blunt as her wit. She desires power, and promises it to her followers for their loyalty. She's simply telling him what he wants to hear. Subterfuge was never Grundwulf's strong suit. That is the crux of the problem, it seems. He longs for the days before the fall, when there was no need to hide, and glory was measured in dragon blood. We count our enemies among those who conspired to cut down Riemann and the Potentate. Many Dragon Guard met their end by a knife in the dark. The rest of us donned our own cloaks and daggers. It is not a life of honor, but necessity. That chafes some. Even if those assassins have lost their interest in us, those who covet the Ruby Throne will not welcome the return of the Dragonborn. When a true successor is finally found, we must be ready for the usurpers. The Hollowfang's lair. They call it Moongrave Fane, part of the old Khajiit moon faiths. Though these ruins are far older than their bloodline, I assure you. Why this temple needed such guardians, I can't say. The Catmen always warred in my time. There are many more parasites and their stone sentinels in this temple. Hardly a threat compared to what you've already overcome. With one exception. A vicious-looking Pomarot prowling around. Khajiit fur stock. They walk and talk like the rest of us, but stand twice as tall. Like a giant with claws and fangs, and armor, and a brain. I have never encountered one who was a vampire, but Pomarot are dangerous enough without undeath. I'll have no difficulty getting around him. You, I fear, will have to go through. I'll say a prayer for you. Not yet. Grundwulf's conspicuous, but these ruins are expansive. I need to find him. Quickly. I mean no offense, but I can do that better on my own. If I can't get through to him, however, I'm going to need your strength to put an end to this. I fear I may have already lost my battle brother, but I shudder to think of what effect the Dragonblood could have on him. Even if it goes as he plans, Grundwulf isn't fit for the Ruby Throne. He is a warrior many would envy, but no emperor. My duty to the Empire is greater than any bonds of friendship. I've given my pride, my honor, and my life to safeguard it. If Grundwulf imperils what we've sworn to protect, he is my enemy.
You are not the skulking rat, but you are my prey all the same. How do you hear the doom drum growing loud? Take a bite of my prey! I accept your offering. Hollowfangs! Feast on these fools! Do you hear the doom drum growing louder in your ears? Feel your pulse quicken and stop! I'll drown you in blood!
Or dead. How did the intruder get past Drozakar?
There are many holes through which a rat can scurry here. Keep on guard.
I've had enough of wading through you leeches.
Nizasa, they are...
The dragon lies beneath that temple. I can smell its blood on the air. Push through!
That's far enough, old bat.
Out of my way, leech. I have more pressing concerns than this in your life.
You took the word out.
Get them, darlings!
This one has no fear of your sword, old bat. She is too swift.
I've skinned many a dragon. A cat will not be troubled.
Disaster will feed you to her weakest warriors.
Surrender, Nisazda. Or are you going to fight us all?
This one won't have to.
always the stronger swordsman, Grunwolf, but not the better one.
Damn you, Reynard! We can end it all! The Empire can be reborn! Right here!
Whatever you become through this madness, it will not be Emperor.
Then do it, Reynard. I'd rather die with blade in hand than go back to that honorless life of yours.
You hesitated, old bat.
I didn't need your help.
We have no more time for this. His allies are here.
You're owed that much. Who's wrong? Soon! Done!
Filthy blooded Nisazda? Grunwolf!
I was already planning on it. Done! You won't rob me of this!
At least I outlived that accursed cat. Is Grunwolf? No. The fool's gone for the dragon. You've got to stop him. Whatever that witch did to her blade, it's working. This wound won't fade easily. She's robbed me of my friend and the strength to stop him myself. Much as it galls my pride, you must go on without me. Stop Grunwolf, however you can. Nisazda's blade cut deep. If I were one of her lesser curs, I'd have both feet in the grave. Don't worry about me. It's Grunwolf you should be concerned about. He was shouting the dragon language. Thum, they call it. It is magic, in a sense, but not like any you'd learn in the Mages Guild. Drakengard learned the words to better know our enemy, but Grunwolf is of the rare breed who can speak it as they do. They are not one and the same, though I cannot say if drinking the dragon's blood will affect his talent, and I don't care to find out. Go, stop him. If we survive this, I'll answer your questions.
Don't make this one face you!
Mark this day. When I bleed this dragon dry, the Empire will be made whole.
You are an ant, trying to shoulder the world. bloated tick! You've drunk to bursting!
Put out the fire in my veins! Moose roll down! Soon! Done!
Feel my blood boil within you, leech! Let the wretch burn! I want him to suffer!
Dragon's fire never burned so hot! Moose, roll down! Done! The Empire must endure.
I failed you, old friend. You deserved a better death.
No kind words for me, Reynald.
Still your tongue, worm. Your death is the one good thing to come of this.
I go, knowing the war for freedom only brought you ruin.
Void take you.
My suffering ends here. Yours will linger long after.
Dragons. Monsters within and without. Their blood is only fit for the dirt. There will always be some who are willing to choose risk over reason. But for now, this threat has passed. Take this, along with my gratitude. I have lost another comrade today, but I have gained many more. It has been my honor to fight alongside you. Mourn Grundwolf with my other battle brothers, and return to my vigil over the Empire. For the few of us still loyal to the throne, our watch is never over. Too few for our troubles. It takes a resolute spirit to give everything for a cause. We shed our old skins, and arose reborn in the service of his empire and the coiled king. I'll shed this skin as well, when it's time for a new beginning. I've said too much already. Draw your own conclusions, and if you speak of this encounter, embellish as you like. Our role is to fade into myth and shadow now, but our order has long since gained immortality that will outstrip our own. When our order splintered, it spread many seeds. Many took root and grew into something new. I'm just old bark on a withered stump, but I take comfort among the trees. He was a man worth remembering. Bold, honorable, a man of his word. Grundwolf was never meant for a life of subterfuge and secrets. His biggest regret was failing to die for Riemann, and carrying the shame of the Dragon Guard's failure gnawed at him. He was speaking the language of dragons. He had the voice, as the Nords call it. It's a rare talent among mortals. Where you or I could crudely ape the sounds and call it language, He could shout the Thu'um as they do, and reshape the world. I only know that it's possible, and there are some who study the Thu'um. The hermits of High Hrothgar did not share their secrets with me, and if the Greybeards told Grundwulf the truth during his time with them, he never chose to share it with us. An order of monks, I'd call them. Recluses who sit at the throat of the world and practice shouting at the heavens. I sought them out to gain this power for the Dragon Guard, but they refused, save for one. A young man, new to the order, Grundwulf. As I said, he was never meant for a life of seclusion. The glory of slaying dragons alongside the Emperor was more than enough to convince him to abandon this ascetic lifestyle. He was quick to distinguish himself among our ranks. I'll miss him. Sarodnak's baited the Dragon Guard into many forays. He burned great swaths of Cyrodiil and forced us to pursue him into unfavorable territory. Many died attempting to kill that elusive worm, but he always managed to escape. Not this time, at least. Men have long been made slaves by elves and dragons alike, but we cast off those chains over many battles, many centuries, and established our own empire, the greatest of them all, Riemann's dream, the one that the Three Banners threatens to sunder.
Of Colossus is not the only place that held these beasts.